All right, everybody, here we are. And the reason behind coming live again, that is pretty simple. And the thing is that on an average, like I just wanted to give around 3 hours to this Let's Talk app. So this video calling app that I'm actually working on. So I had to just give it 3 hours, but the thing is that I have only given it through 2 hours. That simply means 1 hour is still remaining. So let's simply work on this application for 1 hour more, and maybe a little more than that. And once we worked on this app for that amount of time, after that we will switch to the next thing. Okay, so I hope the things are clear right now. And as for right now, I'm just simply gonna be I'm going to start working on the chat section. So gonna be creating the UI first of all, and once the UI is created, after that I will start planning. But let's see how many things are going to be accomplished. Okay, and let's simply get started. This is the app. First of all, let me even show you that because of course I need to have a look exactly what is being built at the same time. So npm run dev. We have worked on quite a lot of things, like even camera on, mic on, screen share, recording, meeting ending, meeting creation, all the things are already done. So for this particular thing, even I have to read this particular I have to go through this particular blog that I have here, so I will be saving it in my notes. And for this thing, let's keep them side by side and close everything. As for right now, let's simply get rid of this. Coming back to my notes, I have them open, or I don't have my notes open. So let me do one thing. Open Notion right now. It's gonna be pretty straightforward. I may be adding the personal chat option as well, so that you can chat in the group and you can just text them personally as well. Will be getting the information like inspiration from the Zoom, because Zoom applies it or uses this kind of options there as well. My World software, Udemy, not React Native. I'm learning about WebRTC, and when I'm actually learning about that, I need to learn or I have to just simply go through this particular blog. I will try to go through it very soon, but of course this is not the right time, so it will be done later. Coming back to this, let's simply close everything. Nothing is needed, so this is how it's gonna be going on. Let's reload the page. Dashboard, nope, only 3000. I hope it's gonna be working. Okay, let's click on login. And once I clicked on login, I'm gonna be clicking on create meeting, and the name is gonna be Vipendra right now. Let's simply enter here, and right now I'm inside the meeting. As for the camera, of course camera is actually being used from the OBS side, and because of that thing it's not gonna be visible here, but never mind, I can just definitely record. So let me get the recording done. So hello everybody, just trying to record the things just for testing purpose and all. So let's see how this goes here. Let's give it a name, testing recording, enter. It gets reloaded. So hello everybody, just trying to record okay, so the recording is working quite well. Even I can just simply share the screen. So when it comes to sharing the screen, so the screen is being shared right now, so everything is kind of working fine. I can even stop sharing the screen, and this is how the things actually go on. And when it comes to turning on the camera, I cannot really turn on the camera, simply because the camera is being used by OBS, and that is why you are able to see me on the whatever side you have at the bottom. Okay, let's continue. The next thing that I actually have to do over here, that is adding a chat option. Okay, and when it comes to adding a chat option, first of all I need to see the members here. So first of all I need to have two options over here. First one is gonna be the participant, second one is gonna be the chat. And if I click on any one of them, okay, let's get started. And what I want here, let me first of all create a kind of a box here and get the things done. And for creating that, let's go to the meeting app, main, meeting, page.tsx. Over here what all I have? Over here I have my media container that contains the media related info. Then I have chat container that will contain the chat, and then I have the meeting options just below. So these are the meeting options, and I'm going to have a div here that will be set to absolute, and that we will be just somewhere here. So let's simply get this thing done as well. So coming back to this, so just in this particular section, I have this media container, I have this chat container. They should be like this only. And what I'm actually going to do, I will be wrapping them in a div first of all. So control shift E. I'm gonna be wrapping both inside a div. So control shift P, I'm gonna be wrapping them inside a div. So this is how they are gonna be wrapped. And how do they look like? It doesn't look good. So let's simply copy the whole styling from here and let's simply paste the styling just like this. Okay, it doesn't work as expected apart from this particular thing, class name. Okay, not a problem. This is definitely gonna be flex, but apart from this particular thing, this will be taking flex 1. How about right now? Things look like this. Flex media container, this is already flex. I'm setting it to flex 1. I will make it height full. Okay, so this is how the things are actually gonna be going on. So everything's right, and just what I wanted here, I'm just actually gonna be creating another div, and this is gonna be the participants and chats options. I'm gonna be having those options over here, and it's gonna be somewhat like this. And just inside this one, I will have two divs, and the first one will just simply say participants 0, sorry, right 0. Let's see how it's gonna be looking like. I have no idea exactly how's the result gonna be, but let's see. So this is how I get the things here. Quite bad, actually, really bad, not quite bad. So in that case, width is gonna be around 96 or something. Let's see. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. And apart from this particular thing, I will have a text around 4xl or something. Apart from this particular thing, it will be display flex. So flex, this is how it's gonna be going on. Gap is justify is gonna be sent between. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be going on. Let's not keep it between, rather space justify around. Okay, apart from this particular thing, I'm gonna be giving it some height as well. So height is gonna be around 20. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Items are gonna be center. So this is how it looks like. And apart from this particular thing, let's give it the color. So text is gonna be black, or let's make it blue. Text blue, that's gonna be around 500. Well, that's really bad. Let's keep it text gray around 700 or something. So this is how it looks like. And rounded is gonna be large. How does it look like? These are two options. First of all, text is too much, so let's make it 3xl. So this is quite fine. Apart from this particular thing, whenever I hover over them, they should have some kind of background color. So coming back to this one, it's time to give them the style. So over here, class name, whenever I hover over them, they should have some kind of bg gray, and that's gonna be around 700. That is, so that's gonna be around 400 or something, or let's keep it 500. I'll see what happens exactly. And cursor is gonna be pointer. There should be some kind of button, and let's see. This does not really good at all. In that case, this is actually gonna be around 200 or something. Apart from this particular thing, they should have full height and full width. For that thing, I think height full. Forget about the width. Let's see. And once it's taking height full, then that's gonna be problematic. In that case, I'll have to make them flex personally. Okay. What else can I do? What else can I do? Let's make them flex. Don't really have any other option. Items are gonna be, I think I have the option, as I'm already using flex over here. So all these things are already gonna be here in the middle, and that's right. The text is gonna be in the middle, but remaining things should be at the top right. So instead of making this flex over here, flex around, let's simply get rid of this. And I had item center. Let's get rid of this as well. 20. So this is how it's gonna be going on. How does it look like? Okay, looks quite strange. I'll have to make it flex, and that should be just enough. Yeah, apart from this particular thing, I can have justify around. So let's even have that as well. So justify around the first one. So this much I will have, and in this particular section, I will make it flex. I will make it item center, and that's it. It should be fine. So this is how it's gonna be going on. If I hover over them, so this is how it looks like. And by the way, as it has justify around, so that is actually problematic. So let's just simply make it flex, and that's it, not anything else. And once they are flex, inside this, how about this color? How does it look like? So this color actually looks like this. Fine. I'm gonna be giving flex 1 or width full should be enough. Same here, width full should be enough. So this is how it looks like. That's what I want. Apart from this particular thing, for remove the round color from here. This UI part takes a lot of time, and don't really have any other option. I will have to give it that much time anyhow. Mainly wanted to focus on the logic part, but okay, let's get this done somehow. Rounded large, and justify center. Okay, transition duration, that's gonna be 100 millisecond, and fade in, and as soon as I click on them, it should be clicked. That's okay. And let's increase the height, like width of it. So it's 96, right? Let's keep it around 120. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. I can click on the participant to get the number to check the participants. I can click on the chats to just simply check the chats and all. So this is fine. And let me make them buttons. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. So okay, this is kind of, it's not the worst thing ever. Okay, if I just try to decrease the size of it, so 2XL, this is fine. Apart from this, I need to have some icons here, so I will be getting them from Lucid Icon. So Lucid icons, let's come here, click on this. First one is gonna be people, person, man, human. You've got to be kidding me. Boy, admin, अरे यार कुछ भी तो मिल जाओ. Chat, are you kidding me? Chat, here we are, and chat. What should I have it? I think this is gonna be here, message circle, or I'm gonna be having this, or I'm gonna be having this. Better than this is what? Better than this is this. So I'm gonna be just simply copying it, copy SVG, and just simply paste it here, just like, oh sorry, copy JSX, paste it. I have to import it. Lucid React, right? From here, so it's gonna be imported like this. As far as the participant, admin, person. Interesting, now I'm getting that. I thought I would not get that. People, more than one person. So this is the one I'm gonna be having. Users, copy JSX, and let's simply paste it here. Let's simply import it from Lucid React. So this is how it's gonna be going on. As for the like result, it looks really terrible. So in that case, I'm gonna be wrapping this. I have these two things, right? Flex items I have, and just after flex items, gap is actually gonna be around 3. So let's see how it's gonna be looking like. This is how it looks like, and 4, and this is not bad. Okay, doesn't matter how it looks like. Ultimately, it's gonna be functional, right? This is more than enough for now. So this much I've done, and after that, whenever I click on this button, then what should happen? By the way, this is just Control X. I will have to create another function altogether, and that function is gonna be component, actually not even a function. So inside components, what should I name them? Chat participant toggle. This is gonna be toggle.tsx, right? Chat participant chat participant participants chats participants toggle. Yeah, let's name it this. I don't know whether this is the, let me take the help of AI here for naming it better, because names really matter at the end of the day. So copy it, come here, go somewhere, click on this, click on ChatGPT. What should I name the component? There, just a sec, I'm not even able to type well. Component that contains the party toggle options for participants and chats. Here we are. Let's get a good name. So the good name is gonna be meeting sidebar tabs. So meeting view toggle meeting. What is the recommended one? Meeting sidebar tabs. Meeting sidebar tabs. Wow, great. So let's simply have it. It's this is how AI helps. I mean, and chat participants toggle if you want something simpler. But I think this meeting sidebar tabs. So let's go with this one. And inside components, meeting sidebar tabs.tsx and RFC. Coming back to this one, select the whole thing. Meeting sidebar tabs. In Next.js, usually components are created like this, and that is why I'm creating them using this comma. But completely up to you. You can directly give this name as well. And I'm gonna be returning meeting tabs. Am I crazy? Coming back to meeting options, not meeting options, meeting container. Am I sure? No. Meeting manager, page.tsx. Cut everything from here, cut it, go to the meeting sidebar, paste everything here, pasted it. Import users from React, Lucid React, and import this as well. So everything is done. Let's get rid of this React. So done. And close everything, because I don't like having many things on the screen at the same time. Go to page.tsx over here, and I'm gonna be having meeting sidebar tabs. So this is how I'm gonna be having the sidebars over here. And if I actually check the result, the sidebars are still visible. Interesting. Now if I click on the participant should open. If I click on the chat should open. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. And in order to open them, I already have my chat container. So what should be the name of the toggle values? Interesting. Let's simply, I'll have to just maintain the state here, and the state is gonna be somewhat like const. What should be the name of the state? Interesting. Let's take the help of AI again. I hope quickly. What is the best name for the state? Please help me. Best name. Active sidebar tab. It can have chats or it can have participants. Active sidebar tab. Can go with this. So I was actually supposed to be writing like is a participant on or chat on, but okay, this is also gonna be fine. So const active. It's good to have good names, and that is why you, when naming the things, you should take the help of AI. If mine is not working directly, whatever. So active sidebar tab, not tabs, just tab. Active sidebar tab, and set active sidebar tab, whatever tab is active right now. And this is gonna be use state value, and that's it. By default it will be nothing actually. Yeah, by default it will be just an empty string. And did it turn it on, one of them, by default? Yeah, it turned the participant section on by default. That's crazy. I don't want this actually. So I can just simply say that, bro, the type of this is gonna be either participants, or let me create the type. So active tab bar type, right? So come back here, let's simply get rid of this. I'm gonna be creating an interface over here. So interface is actually gonna be active sidebar tab, active sidebar tab type. It can be either party, sorry, let me make it interface, sorry, type then. So that can be participants, either it can be this, or it can be chats, or it can be an empty string, so it can be any one of them. And what have I done here? Never mind. Use state, this is gonna be empty, and the type is actually gonna be active sidebar type. This should be fine. This contains that. So right now I'm giving it empty string, so that's fine. And apart from this particular thing, ultimately empty string in the sense nothing is selected, or none. Let's simply make it like this as well. So participant chats or none, so that it makes more sense. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. And once this is done, after that, inside this chat container, active sidebar tab, I'm gonna be sending this value active sidebar tab over here. This chat container is gonna be actually accepting the value. So active sidebar tab, the type of this is gonna be what? It can actually be, let's simply copy it from there. Well, I'm gonna be even keeping the types at the right places, but for now, right now, I'm just simply gonna be going on like this, so that I don't have to worry about many things. By the way, I could have exported it from there. So the type that I have, let's simply export it. Once I exported this from here, I could import it here. So active sidebar tab, the type is gonna be active. This will be imported from media. Okay, from here it's actually going to be imported. Cut it. Once this much is done, then okay, class hidden, this is hidden by default. And what I'll say over here, if what think active sidebar tab, if that's equals to, if that's triple equals to wait, cost is chat container visible, and I will be getting the value from here. So if active sidebar tab, if that's triple equals to what, if that's triple equals to participants, or if that's active sidebar, if that's triple equals to chats, in that case, yeah, on. And in this case, this is gonna be true, and if this is not equals to, this is gonna be false. This is how it's gonna be going on. And class name, if is chat container visible, so if is a chat container visible, in that case visible nothing, otherwise make it hidden. So if it is true, then that hidden, no, sorry, if that is not container visible, so if not is container visible, that means container is not visible, that time it needs to be hidden. But this does not make sense. So class name, and same thing is here, happy go lucky person, done. And the value of this is gonna be dependent on this mainly. So coming back to this one, this is none by default, and I need to set the bar, right, set the active tab bar. So whenever I click on this, so I'm gonna be passing this here as well. So meeting sidebars, instead of sending it directly over here, can I do that too? I can do that. And or I can use one thing, I can just create a function and I can just simply pass that particular function, completely up to me, whatever I want. This time I'm directly gonna be passing this, because if I create functions over here, there are gonna be many. So just over here, this is actually gonna be equals to this, so I'm just simply passing that state as set is state, what can I call this, this is the setter. So I'm just simply passing the setter, and I'm gonna be getting the setter directly over here when it comes to the type of the setter. So the type of the setter is gonna be dispatch, not dispatch here. Am I in the habit of using that? I think dispatch from React, then set state action. Wow, I remember this. And this is actually gonna be taking what? This will be taking it will be taking some value that can be actually none. If I just simply, it will be taking something. Insert state action party, nope, sidebar, or what is the name of that type? Come here, active sidebar type, right? So it will be taking active sidebar type. So active sidebar type, fine. So what am I actually saying? That first of all, this is the dispatch in the sense this has the type dispatch, means it is mainly used for setting the things and all, because it will be used for setting the value. And then the type is set state action, and that set state action is gonna be taking this type active sidebar. That simply means the value can be either participant or the chat or none. That's it. And whenever I click on them, then I'm gonna be setting that. So const handle set active sidebar, just like this. This will be getting the sidebar. No, this is gonna be getting the active sidebar, just like this. Once it gets the active sidebar, and again the type of the active sidebar could be what? The type of the active sidebar could be this, or nothing. So either this or none. Okay, it can be active sidebar type, and set active sidebar type will be getting active sidebar. That's it. And whenever I click on them, things is on whenever I click on them, at that time I'm gonna be calling a function something like this, handle set active sidebar. And whenever it is called, I'm gonna be passing the value. First of all, is gonna be chats. So first one, this one should be participants. I think I should be getting the options participant, yeah, this way. So first one is gonna be the for participants, second one is gonna be the for the chats, and third one I don't have. So let's try this thing out. Reload the page. Obviously enter the name VIP. If I click on the participant, if I click on the chats, I don't hide this, that is the problem. Okay, so in that case, coming back to this one, and if the value is not equals to none, in that case, so this meeting sidebar that I have, I will only have this when is active sidebar. Active sidebar, if that triple equals to none, that means none are open. In that case, I will be rendering this, otherwise not. Try this thing out. Name is gonna be VIP. Enter. Arey bhai, one more time. Enter. What the hell? Reload the page. VIP. Here we are. If I click on this, here that's gone. That's gone in the sense I will have just that container. And the another thing is that if I click outside the container, that should come back again. For that thing, what should I be doing? For that thing, okay. First of all, let's make this chat container a bit better. So inside this, if I go class name hidden, let me give it some more classes. Some more classes in the sense it should have what? Height full. First of all, let's give it BG wide. So this is how bad. BG green 300. Let's see how much it takes. Okay, it takes only this much. Are you sure? I think so. For checking this, what can I do? For checking this, yeah, it takes only full width, so that's fine. Apart from this particular thing, let's make it gray, BG gray around 400, so that it's actually visible, just like this. Later I will be making it better. And width is actually gonna be somewhat around 96. It's gonna be too much. No, not too much. It is even better. Okay, let's even make it then 1 width 500 pixel. Interesting, this much is fine, and this 500 pixel can be named at as width 125. So let's simply replace it with 125. Not 24, yeah, just 25. It is equivalent to 500, and that's it. Inside this I can have my own things, but the next thing is that if I click outside somewhere here, then at that time it should disappear and I should be getting the toggle sidebar tabs again. How will I do this? So whenever I click on the screen, I clicked on this, right? And if I clicked on anywhere except this part, this should disappear. In that case, if I click on this, so I should be getting this chat container somehow. How can I make it disappear? The problem is simple, and that is this. I have this whenever I click outside, I have to make it none. So whenever the value is none, at that time this is going to be visible, and if the value is actually null, at that time sidebar is gonna be hidden. This is how I am gonna be going ahead. But the thing is that you have to click outside. Clicking outside in the sense you don't have to click on this side container. So how can I get it done? Clicking requires so I'm gonna be clicking anywhere, right? Clicking anywhere in the sense in this particular section. So let's have an on click here. I hope this is how it's gonna be done. I'm not sure about this, I'm just gonna be giving it a try. Handle display click. Gonna be creating a function here, const handle display click. It will be getting the event and this. Hopefully it's gonna be right. CLG gonna be passing the event, and let's see what happens. As for the event, this is gonna be HTML element, so event is gonna be type of HTML element. Again telling, not sure about this thing, whatever I'm doing right now. HTML element, that can be mouse event handler HTML element. So okay, mouse event will be coming from React, fine, on the HTML element, and let's simply check this thing out. So time to just simply see it in action. VIP inspect. So now whenever I click here, what is this? Search params property was accessed directly with search params.length kidhar. Media not readable, could not process the video, that is fine. Okay with this. Reload the page one more time. A stands for user. Okay, these are the errors. If I click on this, as soon as I clicked on the video, so first of all this is the error that I'm getting, and that is the keys of search params were accessed directly. Search params is a promise must be wrapped with the React use before accessing the properties and all. The keys of search params, and then I'm getting the particular value over here. Okay, and this is the element that I got, event, right? So after event, getting the event, I can get the target. So this is the target that I will be getting. What else? Let's simply log the target. So event, or I may be even taking the help of AI over here, but let me first of all make it work, whether I could find the right thing to do or not. So this is the target that I'm getting, and now if I click on this, okay, if I click on this, I'm getting this. If I click on this, I'm gonna be getting the chat container. If I click on just the chat container, I'm getting the chat container all the time. If I click on this, I'm getting something else all the time, right? Let me add some more things inside the chat container, and then I'm gonna be getting it done. So inside chat container, I have two options again. I will have the participants and the chat container. So inside chat container, just inside this, I'm gonna be having two divs. The first one is gonna be top chat container. Inside this top chat container, top section, and just below this I will have bottom section. This bottom section will mainly contain the chats and all, and this top section is going to be responsible for the what thing, meeting sidebar, and cut everything from here, because at the end of the day I will have something like this only. So let's simply paste everything. I know this is not gonna be the best, but I will need users, yeah. I will need text Lucy reacts, yeah. I don't need this on click, so I need this on click, but not now. So I will have just this empty function here, and same is gonna be happening here. So this empty function here, and as for this div, let's simply remove this div as well. So this is how it should be going on, and let's see how it looks like. Oh bro, click on this. That still remains there. Interesting job. Once I clicked on this, I'm already changing the values of them. So what is the problem? Let's see. Reload the page. Click on chat participant or click on the chats. So ultimately this appears. But why aren't they getting removed? Interesting. This is mainly because that is something I'm already getting on the chats. Yeah, that's right. Sorry for that. So let's come back here, and I'm gonna be removing all the designs that I have, or let's remove the design. This button section should contain this much. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. And as I had the giant BG white, absolute top 0, I'm not gonna be making them absolute top 0, top right, width 120. Let's not have this. Text 2XL, that's okay, let it be. Text gray 700, rounded flex allergy. Oh, allergy, not large, I said. And width is gonna be full. Let's see. So this is how they are gonna be looking like. And margin padding top, that's actually gonna be around 20. How about this BG then? Interesting. In that case, let's get rid of this, and this is gonna be BG white, right? So let's simply remove this BG as well. So this is how they are gonna be looking like, and this is how I'm gonna be having. And first of all, text is gonna be Excel only, so that they are a bit smaller. And apart from this particular thing, I will be just sending them downwards. So text gray, let's remove the text as well. Or is it better to have the text? Yeah, this text color even looks better. So I'm gonna be having it here. Height is gonna be 20. Height of what? Let's simply remove the height. So this is how it's gonna be going on. That's fine. Height, let it be 20. Okay, as this height is 20, and just below this I have these two buttons, and this is gonna be the top section, this is gonna be the bottom section. Both of them need to be wrapped inside a div that is already wrapped. And this top section, this is the section that I have. Margin top is gonna be around 20. How will it look like? Okay, fine. This is too much, 20. How about making it just 10? This is okay. And apart from this particular thing, they should have some kind of color, background color as well. So BG gray, and that's gonna be around 500. That's too much. 400. Why am I not able to give them? They do have the colors. Over they become 300. So 300 they look like this, and there needs to be some gap between them. So gap is actually gonna be 2, 3. They need to have some padding around them as well. So yes, is actually gonna be 3. First of all, height is too much, so height 20. Let's don't give any height. So this is how they are gonna be looking like. Give them the padding as well. So PS is gonna be 3, PY is gonna be 2, 1, 2. What? Oh yeah, this doesn't need to be done like this. Rather, I need to give them padding px 2 3. This is done. Coming back to these buttons over here, I have so many designs. I can use a formatter so that the classes are formatted. That can even be done lastly, but before that, padding x is gonna be 3, padding y is gonna be 2. So this is how they are gonna be looking like. And if I hover over them, as soon as they are selected, in that case, whenever they are hovered, that time I'm gonna be making them 400. This is also gonna be like 400, and bg gray 300, bg gray 400, and apart from this particular thing, by default it is just gray. Okay, the color is around 400 by default, so the by default color that I have, that is 400. Let's make it around 500. So this is not bad. I'm gonna be making it white, and whenever that is selected, right, so how will I know that is selected? Oh, that's interesting. Whenever I hover over them, text is gonna be white. Whenever I hover over them, text is gonna be white. Or let me make them like this, that this is the option that I have. This is whole is gonna be white, and then the text color, and then it will just suddenly change. That simply means by default I will have white and text is gonna be black. So let's get rid of this, get rid of this. BG gray, by default it will be what? It will be white, so I don't even need to have this while hovering it. So let's simply get rid of this. Same is I'm gonna be doing over here. And once this much is done, so this should have some color. Let me get rid of this color as well. By default it will be looking like what? Okay, like this. BG white, and same is gonna be here, BG white. So this is how it looks like initially, and once that is selected, after that that should be looking like something differently. So first of all, even I have to check which one is selected or not. So in that case, active, okay, const active tab, active tab, set active tab, and that's gonna be equals to use state. And by default it's actually gonna be what? That's actually gonna be equals to the value of active sidebar tab. So I'm gonna be giving it this value, and that's fine. The value can actually be null as well. So let's give it the type of active sidebar, but this will be changing, and once this is done, and then I will be able to change this thing anytime. And changing this thing anytime in the sense, const handle set active tab. I will be getting active tab, gonna be type of active tab sidebar type. Again, this is not exactly the sidebar type, but okay, let it be here. And by the way, these two things can be, I will be removing something as well. So I have this. How can I remove a type? Dot question. How can I remove a type from a type? How to remove one type to another type? Omit. So I have this original, I have to omit from the original, I have to omit h. So what I'm gonna be doing, okay, active sidebar type dot omit. Is this how it goes? omit, it just goes directly. Okay, fine, sorry. So it will not work like this, rather omit active sidebar type, and I will be omitting what? Nothing. None. Well, this will not work. Omitting in the sense you are omitting some type, but okay, this is not gonna be working in this case. So what can I do? active tab type, right? I have to create type for the active tab. So const active type active tab, and this cannot be equals to active sidebar tab because the sidebar value is actually null and this does not need to be null. So in that case, what can I do? Is there any way to just simply remove this original pick? This will not work. Remove type AB result AC. Huh? So remove type T U T extends U whatever. Remove type A to B. Using conditional types. Let me make them write them here directly. So I'm gonna be just simply removing the none from here, that because the value can never be null. So active tab is actually gonna have the type of active tab. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. And use state, by default it's gonna be the value of active sidebar. The active sidebar can actually be none. I know the problem. It is just simply saying that the active sidebar can actually be null. In that case, okay, let's go ahead with this. Active sidebar type, I'm gonna be having it. Once I have this, use state active sidebar tab. Active sidebar tab can't apply boolean and participants. Active tab. Okay, sorry, I need to remove this one. Okay, this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. And if I just simply copy this much, Control C, and then I'm definitely gonna be getting the error, and it is just simply saying that none is not assignable. So that's okay, let's have this much only, and that's gonna be fine. What am I gonna be doing here? Handle active tab. This is gonna be active tab, and just like this. And this can never be none, but in some cases it can actually be null, so that's also fine. At that time, nothing is going to be visible over there. That's understandable. And what will I be doing? Okay, bhai, I'm gonna be cutting it from here. Cut it. Cn, paste it. Oh, sorry, paste it. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. Same is actually gonna be having with this one as well. Or let's simply cut it all and select this all, just like this. So this much is done. Apart from this particular thing, I will have some designs conditionally over here. So just after that, what am I gonna be having? The next thing is gonna be active tab, right? So if the value of active tab is participant, so if active tab, if that's a triple equals to participants, in that case bg gray, and that's actually gonna be around 700 or maybe 800. Text is gonna be white in that case. Control Shift C, coming back to this one, paste it here. In this case it needs to be equals to chats. Go here, check out the result. The thing is working because of course I'm not setting them. So by default they should be set something. By default I should be getting it here. So set active, let's even check first of all. set active tab. I will be getting the active tab. I'm gonna be setting it like this. So this is fine as well. Whenever I click on them, I'm gonna be using this handle set tab. This is gonna be participants, and handle set tab. This is gonna be chats. Handle set active chat, it becomes chat, and if that's actually equals to chat, in that case chats bg gray text white, and if this, otherwise bg white, and text is gonna be dark, otherwise bg white, text is gonna be dark. So this is how I'm just simply gonna be going ahead, and I hope text bar is not used here. Okay, this is fine. Same thing is gonna be applied here as well. So this bg white needs to be removed from here, and once this is done, participants, so that is equals to participants, then this, otherwise bg white, and text is actually gonna be dark. Not only that, there needs to be a question mark. This does not work. Interesting. Reload the page. Participants, here we are, and participant is selected by default. Because from there I got the participant, so that itself got selected, that is fine. But after that, is a chat container sidebar, so I got the active sidebar participants over here. So as soon as I got that, that's fine. And now whenever I'm clicking on these buttons, so this active set active should change, and as it changes, Control C, sorry for that, let's use this over here. Now it should be working. So yeah, this is working quite well, and I can have some duration here, transition ultimately, transition. Don't worry about the formatting of the classes. They can be formatted using a software, I mean using a prettier Tailwind CSS formatter, so that can be done anytime. Transition, I already have that. Duration, do I have that? Duration 100 milliseconds, I already have that. So let's make it 200. How will it look like? Yeah, that's what I wanted actually. So that's fine, it's working well. Apart from this particular thing, just below that I need to have my chat. A chat in the sense a whole box just below that. In that box just has two things inside that. So let's even try this thing out. So, and if I click outside, one more thing, coming back to this one, if I click outside, this should be removed. And for checking this thing, it's time to check exactly what happens when I click. So let's simply inspect it, console, reload the page, click on this, okay, this appeared, then click on this, so this whole appears. After that, button appears, then this appears. At the end of the day, these things appear. And what I want if I click on it, now I have to check whether this contains or not. So element contains this, can I check it? Just a minute. Whenever I'm clicking on the things, right? So coming back to this page.tsx, over here, whenever I click the target, so the question is how to check whether a parent contains a child element. How to check if a parent contains a child element or not. So if check if parent element contains child element, this test So I'm selecting that. Once I selected that, I'm simply finding the test. If that is found, that is okay. Then so jQuery contains. So there is something called contain. Okay. Parent has. There is something called has. So can I check it like this? Is there any property called has? So chat container. So I have to only check one thing. This particular chat container contains that or not. I'm gonna be having a ref over here. Let me one thing. Ref. So check if how to return true if the parent element contains a child. So coming back to this one, document get element once. So children let element I less than children. Document get element by id parent element dot children. I'm gonna be getting all the children of that, and then I can check it. But definitely it is possible to just do, right? So this is gonna be my way. I don't even know whether this is the best way or not, but as something is there in my mind, so I'm gonna be just going with that. So right now I just need to have the chat container ref over here. So this is chat container ref. So const chat container ref use ref. By default that's gonna be null, and I'm gonna be passing it here as well. So this chat container ref is gonna be actually passed like this. This is a reference variable. Coming back to this chat container, I'm gonna be getting that here as well when it comes to the type. So as for the type, how do I set the type here? The type of it is gonna be what? Page.tsx and ref object, and this way control C. This is actually gonna be a ref object. So ref object from React. What is the problem? It needs a type that is gonna be element or null. This is fine. Coming back to this one, same here. This can be actually a ref, or this can be type of HTML element, or it can be null. So this is how it just simply gets done over here. I'm just simply returning from here. Coming back to this one, as I got this chat ref, so this is the top level div. Ref is gonna be equals to chat ref here. Chat container ref. What is the problem? Ref element is not assignable to ref HTML div or undefined. Ref is not assignable to ref HTML or undefined. Okay, in that case what will I be doing? I have ref element. Let's simply remove this null from here, or I will have to have it anyway. Okay, what could be the easier way? Or I can say it does exist. It will not make any sense. Just a sec. Okay, it turns out I will have to take the help of AI to just get it right. How can I give it the type here? Okay, if I am passing ref in a prop, how to give it the type? Use ref HTML element. In that case the value is gonna be null by default. I'm just simply passing it here. So over here ref object and then HTML element. no need to pass have ref over here, null over here directly. So okay, if I just remove this null from here, coming back to this one, if I actually remove it here, will it be problematic? Not really, this is not gonna be problematic. That simply means and HTML video element, but this is gonna be just for all the elements altogether. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. Coming back to this shared container, I can remove this null from here, and once the null is removed, ref HTML element, and then is not assignable to ref HTML div element or undefined div element. Div element. So whenever I click on this, I will check whether the child actually exists there or not. So this is also fine. Let's name it div element. Not really big problem. Div element. Control C. Coming back to this one, I will name it again. So this particular thing is done, and right now I'm not getting the error, but ultimately I have the reference variable of this. I ultimately use ref of this. Once I have that, then I will be checking whether it has that or not. So whenever I click somewhere else, so wherever I'm gonna be clicking, so clg has chat container ref dot current dot has child nodes and event dot target. I don't know whether this is gonna be right or not. Expected 0 but got 1. Really dot contains event dot target. Again, what is the issue? Event dot target is not assignable to node. Event dot target is missing the following properties from the base URL. Let me check, is this right or not? Okay, now this is fine. Make it right. Event is event target but contains expects a node. So in that case, event dot target as node. Really, just one thing. Even safer version recommended. So event dot target, I'm gonna be getting the target from there. Once I got the target, chat container dot current if that does not exist, or target instance of node. If there is not, then return, and if there is, then pass the value. But the good thing is that whatever we thought, that is actually right. Just a few things. Const target is actually gonna be equals to event dot target, and now I'm gonna be checking one thing here, that if not container chat container ref dot current, if that is not present, or the target that I have, target, so target instance of node, but in the if that is not, so not target instance of node, at that time I have to just simply return from here, and in the remaining case chat drop contents have this, and I'm just gonna be using target here. Just check this thing out. Coming back to this one, wow, a clicked on this, false, clicked on this, false, clicked on this, still false, true, yeah, did it. So whenever we are gonna be clicking on this particular div anywhere inside this div, so that will become true. That simply means I'm just simply getting the ref of this particular whole gray color div. So this is the div that I have the reference of, and now whenever I click inside this particular div element, it will be checking whether, okay, wherever it is clicked, is it inside me or not, do I contain this or not. If it contains, then the value is gonna be true. If I click outside, the value is gonna be false. So as soon as it is true, that's okay, it should be there. As soon as the value becomes false, at that time this should be getting removed from here. So in that case, what can I do? In this case, whenever the value of this actually becomes false, if I'm inside there, that's okay, not a problem. But const is inside chat container, so this will be telling me whether I'm still is inside chat container or not. And if I'm not inside the container, then what will I doing? So if not is inside chat container, if I'm not inside the chat container, then what should I be doing? If I'm not inside the chat container, at that time the active sidebar type is gonna be null. Set active sidebar type is actually gonna be none over here, and let's simply check. Right now if I click outside, it's gone here. Whatever, it's amazing. So if I click here, if I click on the chat, so okay, chat is not working, participant is still not working. Once it became none, then done. Okay, I have to figure it out again, how the states are just simply being managed. But if I just simply click on A, this is gonna be one more thing. If I what the I'm gone. There is one more problem. The thing is that now if I'm clicking on this, it simply means I'm clicking outside the chat box. Wow. And as I'm clicking outside the chat box, that simply means chat box is never gonna be participant and all. That simply means it will never work. In that case, what do I have to do? In this case, that is UI related work. कोई ना, अपन भी करेगा. कैसे कर सकते हैं सोचना पड़ेगा. Chat container I have over here, okay, and this meeting sidebar is just outside. Whenever I'm clicking, I'm just getting the reference value for this, and I'm checking if something is inside this chat container or not. And if there is something inside the chat container, then it's gonna be visible, and if it is not, it's not gonna be visible. And that's the same thing is actually happening over here. What do I have to do? When I click on this sidebar tabs, at that time I have to ignore everything. So how will I ignore everything? I will have to get the I will have to get this meeting sidebar test. Whenever I'm getting this, I will have to set it. So what I'm gonna be doing, I have these active sidebar type tab, right? So if think if I'm clicking on the sidebar, at that time it should not be. If I'm clicking outside, that's okay, but if I'm actually clicking on the sidebar, then at that time this effect should not take place. Const and nope, this is not gonna be the best way. What can I actually do? What do I actually have to do actually? So whenever I'm clicking on this effect should not be taking place, and in the remaining cases it should be taking place. And apart from this particular thing, what if keeping everything inside chat app? So this is the chat container that I have. Just before that I have this media container, and what I actually want this meeting sidebar test should actually be inside chat. In that case, I will not be facing the issue. Chat container should be containing that, but I'll have to make position. Yeah, this can actually work too actually, but then I will have to change many things. But why not? If it can even work better, so I'm gonna be going with that. What I want, keep inside chat container, I will even have this, and then I will set it to absolute, and then it will be at the top, and it will still be related to the chat app, so that's gonna be bad. It will be absolute to this particular container, so I will make it relative. So this is actually gonna be relative. Once this is actually relative, in that case this particular section, let me do it, let's see what's gonna be going on. This is even a better way, so I'm doing it. So inside this, paste it here. So I'm gonna be having this meeting tabs. Let's get it here. Let's simply remove everything else. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be going on. First of all, let me organize the things better. So this thing is done. As for this sidebar, this simply takes set active sidebar and all. So set active sidebar, the value of this is gonna participants, let's keep it this much. And what is the problem? Set active sidebar, the value of this is gonna be what? Set active sidebar, the value of this is gonna be participants and all, and that's what I set over here. String is not assignable to dispatch. I'm actually supposed to be sending a dispatch. Okay, never mind. Let's go on like this. And first of all, I'm just simply gonna be working on the UI part. This UI will, oh my, really? Calm down now. Set active tab and sidebar. So I will have two things here. Coming back to this one, page.tsx. I can handle it. I'm the creator here. That simply means I can create it. Control X. Set active tab. Set it to null. Chat container. I'm gonna be pasting it here. Active tab, use state. Duplicate identifier. Okay, let's simply get rid of this. Don't need this chat container ref. I think this is gonna be needed, but let's see whether it's gonna be actually needed or not. So this is how it's gonna be going on. And this active sidebar, is the chat container visible? It will be based on this. So let's simply cut it from here. Whatever I had, cut it from here at least, and just save it here at the end. So it container visible, I will not get the error. So I have active sidebar, set active sidebar, and I have this as well. I'm just simply gonna be passing set active sidebar over here, and once this is actually passed, then no problem. Coming back to this one, this active sidebar doesn't need to be passed here. Okay, coming back to this one, this chat container actually takes container ref, and that's what I'm passing. But okay, I have this chat container ref over here. Handle display key. Okay, I'm gonna be handling it this way. Set active sidebar none. Okay, fine. Apart from this particular thing, if I actually go here and inside this, I'm gonna be removing this particular section from here. So this particular section is removed, and now I have to focus on the design part, how it's gonna be looking like. Control delete it. So this is well, it doesn't look at all, I mean that's not visible at all, I mean that. So instead of removing it from here, it's always gonna be visible actually. So let's simply get rid of this so that that's actually visible. So this gets visible like this, participant and all. This participant section I will have all the time, and this chat section I will have conditionally, and all these, both the things are gonna be wrapped inside a main div. Okay, let's do one thing. This is the top section, this is the bottom section. Let's cut both of them from here. Let's simply wrap inside a div. This is gonna be like that. And as for this div, class name cn, and is the chat container visible? If the chat container is visible, then I'm gonna be making it hidden. If that's not, if chat container visible, if not is chat okay, just sorry, if not, what, if not is chat container visible, then make it hidden. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. Well, okay, so what am I missing right now? Chat container is visible, that is actually dependent on the value of the active bars and all. By default, the second section, I'm making it true. That simply means the second part should be hidden. Okay, this is not hidden. Interesting. So this tab that I have, top section, bottom section, it is not getting hidden. Why are you not getting hidden? Okay, this thing is not understandable. This is fine, that class name height this much. Okay, this gray is the problem, right? So height full, I don't really have to give it height full, or do I have to? This needs to be given height full or not. Width 125, do I have to give width, height full and all these things to this one? Not really. So let's simply get rid of the design from here. This is how it's gonna be going on, and all the design needs to be given to this one. So comma, this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. By default it is off, so this is how I want it to be look like. And to be look like, sometimes my English sucks, to be looking like. Okay, and now decision is gonna be depending. So if not is a container visible, in that case I'm actually gonna be making it hidden, just like this. And coming back to this one, so let's see what happens here from the beginning. Inside chat container I have this active sidebar and active set active sidebar. Okay, so ultimately active sidebar and active tab, so both the things I'm just simply managing here itself. And apart from this particular thing, active sidebar, I don't need to have this type here. So coming back to this one, active sidebar actually needs to be here. Okay, coming back to the sidebar, meeting sidebar, get rid of this one, and the type that I have, right, I will be even getting it done the right way, but this is how it's gonna be going on. And coming back to this one, I have these two things, I'm gonna be getting rid of this, I don't need this ref object. Okay, so I have this active sidebar type, I have the active tab. Active tab can actually be the equals to participant.chats, control C and control V. Control C, get rid of this. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. So these are the types that I have. Once I have this particular type, so active setter, I'm just simply setting it as active tab. Okay, this is right. So I have the active tab types, I have this as well, both of them are here. And over here I'm gonna be getting the issue. So can I set none here as well? I mean, this is understandable, right? None can be set here too, so that's not really a big problem. So active sidebar type, and let's simply get rid of this right now, so this is understandable. And once this much is done, then handle set active tab. Over here I'm just simply setting the tab, and I even need to set the active sidebar and all. So coming back to this one, I must have handle set active sidebar, display disk, meeting options. Coming back to this meeting sidebar tabs, this is the main one, that is the tab section I have. Then handle set, it simply gets the set active sidebar and then gets the things done. Set active sidebar, so meeting sidebar, wherever I have this, so meeting sidebar, it active sidebar, and then it just simply manages that. So okay, so inside this, whenever I call this, I'm just gonna be setting the value, and as soon as the value is set, it just gets the job done, right? Yeah, so let's close this. From here I'm just simply passing this, and on the basis of this active sidebar, I'm gonna be deciding the active tab as well initially. And if this active sidebar is on, that simply means I'm already clicking on the chat, that simply means chat should be visible. Okay, fine. And if I click on this, this gets visible here, but the thing is that it does not have full width height, or it has the, but it's had margin top. So how can I remove the margin? So the second section actually has the margin top, and that is 10 pixel around. So let's simply remove this and see okay, now it looks fine. And at that time I have to remove this particular section. So removing this particular section in the sense meeting sidebar tabs, and just a minute, let me keep it simple. Active tab bar, okay, if that's equals to participants, or that's equals to active chats, ultimately that's equals to chats, and that is active sidebar I'm talking about. That simply means chat container is going to be visible. So is chat container visible? Yes, the chat container is gonna be visible. And is the chat, let's simply pass it, copy, Control C and paste it over here. I'm gonna be just simply sending it to this one as well, and I'm gonna be getting the value of is the chat container visible. And if chat container is actually visible, in that case this is actually gonna be a boolean type, just like this. And if a chat container is actually visible, in that case this particular sidebar container should be hidden. So Control X, so cn, paste it like this. Not only that, if is a chat container visible, that simply means make it hidden. Okay, so this is gonna be hidden. In that case this cn needs to be imported, so let's simply import this. Done. Okay, get rid of this. And once that is hidden, coming back to this one, and if not chat container visible, so if not is a chat visible, in that case that means chat container is not visible, so make it hidden. That's understandable. So this much I've done. So at the end of the day, they are gonna be one more thing I can do, meeting sidebar tabs and meeting sidebar. So this is gonna be mainly for the tabs, and then I will have my main meeting sidebar. So inside the components I will be creating one more meeting sidebar dot tsx rfc meeting sidebar, just like this. This much is done. Getting rid of this, coming back to this meeting sidebar tabs. This is not even required, so let's simply get rid of this. That's gonna be mainly the chat container, and instead of naming it a meeting sidebar, chat sidebar, chat. Okay, let's name it better. Ultimately, coming back to this one, this is meeting sidebar. What can I name it? Chat tabs, chat sidebar tabs, because they are gonna be chat sidebar tabs, and this is gonna be chat. Then I will explain sidebar. So meeting sidebar, the top level div is gonna be the meeting sidebar, just like this, and the name is gonna be not chat container, rather it's gonna be meeting sidebar. So meeting sidebar, just like this. Once I have this meeting sidebar over here, so inside meeting sidebar I will have meeting sidebar tabs, and just below this I will have the second one, chat container. So this is gonna be named as chat container, just like this. So let me even show exactly what happens. First of all, I have this meeting sidebar, this is the one, and let me cut this whole thing from here, then I will be explaining. Cut it. Once this is cut, go to chat container, paste everything here. Okay, once everything is already pasted here, I actually have to import many things. Import this. Each chat container visible I will be sending, or let's simply get it. So is the chat container visible? Is the chat container, अरे भाई copy paste कर लो, copy and paste. That's actually gonna be boolean, just like this. Apart from this particular thing, handle tab, I don't have handle active tab. That simply means I need to import it here. Apart from these things, pretty much fine. Let's simply import this square and users lucid react. So ultimately both of them are imported, and then I'm gonna be having this chat container here. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. And is the chat container visible? In that case, is the chat container visible? I'm gonna be sending this. And handle active tab. Inside chat container I will have to handle these active tabs separately, so cut it from here and come back here and paste the things here. Use state I have to import. Active tab I will have to, I can get the type of the active tab here itself, so Control X and type the import it here directly. So let's simply import it. Fine. Coming back to this one, get rid of these types, cut. This much is fine. Meeting sidebar. Inside my meeting sidebar I have active sidebar tab and all, and then I have a meeting part. Is a chat container or, I mean each chat container visible. I'm passing the value of the each chat container visible to both. Meeting sidebar tabs will mainly contain the sidebar tabs, and chat container will contain everything else. And if I actually go to the chat container, I'm already getting the value of his chat container and active tab, and this should be getting active tab bar as well. So I need to get the value of active tab bar, so let's simply copy it from here. I will be getting here, and active tab bar is actually gonna be equals to active tab bar type. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Coming back to this one, I need to send the value of let's see, send here active sidebar type is gonna be equals to Control C, Control V, active sidebar tab. So it's kind of straightforward, quite understandable as well. You are just simply sending the active sidebar from here inside the chat container. Once you are getting the active sidebar, you are just simply assigning it here, and this even setting the value of this. And what you are doing, once the value is actually set, after that you have this top level div. Again, it's gonna be hidden if chat container is not visible, because this is just the chat container, right? So chat container needs to be true. This is the chat container, and if chat container is not visible, that means it becomes false. In that case it will actually be hidden. That's fine. And top section is gonna be this one, and chat container top section. So let me do one thing. Let me create a folder called chats, and inside this I will have this chat container, and everything related to the chat is going to be inside that particular chat container, and meeting sidebar is kind of related to that only. So meeting sidebar, then meeting sidebar tabs. So let me do one thing. I'm gonna be creating a folder called sidebar or meeting sidebar to be precise, meeting sidebar. And once this is done, then I will have meeting sidebar file inside this. So once I have this meeting sidebar file, it has these two things, and just inside this I will have meeting sidebar tabs as well. So meeting sidebar tabs, just inside that I will be creating chats as well. So chats folder, and inside this particular chats folder I will have chat container, just like this. And inside chat container I will be creating some more things. So chat tabs. So inside this chat container, what all I have, first of all, I have this top section, then I have this bottom section. All together if I write everything here, it's gonna be a really big piece of code. So what will I be doing? I will be just simply segregating them, separating them. And for that thing, this is gonna be top section in the sense, this is the chat tabs. So just here I will create a file name chat tabs.tsx, chat tabs, chat container. And apart from this particular chat container, inside this chat container, is this the chat container? Oh no, this is not just the chat container. This can be actually participant as well, this can be actually chat as well. In that case, even if I'm naming it like this, that's not gonna be wrong. So meeting sidebar is fine, it has this, and it has this chat container. What can I name it better? meeting sidebar tabs, and meeting sidebar, let's name it meeting sidebar only. In that case, this is already meeting sidebar, so these are the tabs. So the sidebar is the meeting sidebar, that is understandable. There are meeting sidebar tabs, that is also okay. Meeting sidebar container, so just after this is gonna be meeting sidebar container. Understandable, yeah. Sorry, I'm making the naming changes over again and again because meeting sidebar. I'm just looking for a good name. The simple thing is that I have my meeting sidebar, that's okay. That sidebar has its sidebar tabs, that sidebar has its sidebar container as well. So if I'm naming it meeting sidebar container, is this gonna be wrong? Let me take the help of AI here. I am looking for good names because if I don't have good names, it will keep bothering me. So I just want to have good names. So if I have my meeting sidebar, inside that I have meeting sidebar tabs plus real container that contains both participants plus chats result. What should be the name of that container? So meeting sidebar, meeting container that renders both here. That's what meeting sidebar content, meeting sidebar content. Okay, this is the name. Fine. I'm gonna be going with this. So even this is a better name. So this is gonna be meeting sidebar content. This will be containing the content. Let's make it the name better. Just like this. Naming matters a lot, at least for me. I don't know for others or not, but for me, if I don't have good names, then it's gonna be really hard for me to just manage the things. By the way, let's simply get rid of this. I have this meeting sidebar. Inside this I have the tabs. Let's simply import the tabs. I have this not chat container. Let's go to this one. This is actually gonna be meeting sidebar content. Control C, coming back to this one, and I'm gonna be getting rid of this active sidebar tabs now. Let's simply get rid of this, and content sidebar. This chat container is coming from here. There is no chat container, so let's name it better. Meeting sidebar content. So it's simple. First of all, I have this meeting sidebar. Inside this meeting sidebar, I have meeting sidebar tabs and I have meeting sidebar content. Inside this meeting sidebar content, I'm going to have two things. First of all, I'm going to have the content tabs. So meeting active tabs, sidebar tabs, and then meeting sidebar content. And once I'm actually inside meeting sidebar content, again help, then meeting sidebar content will have participant panel and chat panel. That is okay, it will have these things, but meeting sidebar content has again some tabs, some active tabs. What to name that? This is insane. Very good question. Okay, thank you. So that can be best naming pattern. Since they are inside content, the name relative to that scope. So if they are inside participants, participants all raise the host, not this one, yeah. So meeting a sidebar content, just inside that particular sidebar I have the sidebars again. So in that case, this is not what I want. So let's think of a better name here. So inside meeting sidebar I have these tabs. So meeting sidebar content, meeting active tabs. No, inside meeting sidebar content I have one tabs component from where I can switch between participants and chats. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. So what will it be named? Sidebar view tabs. This can be a better name. So sidebar view tabs, participants chat tabs, better name. Participants chats tab, very clear, even better, more explicit. Meeting sidebar tabs, then meeting sidebar tabs. Avoid the using this. So ultimately the name is gonna be this one. I'm gonna be going with this sidebar views tabs, sidebar view tabs. So lastly I will have sidebar view tabs over here, or participants chats participants tab. Chats participants .ts tabs.tsx. So chats participants tabs.tsx. So it contains or participants chat. Let's even name it like this: participants chats tabs.tsx. So participants chats tabs.tsx, or it could be sidebar view tabs, meeting sidebar tabs. I have, they are the top ones, meeting sidebar view tabs. Let's name it like this as well. I'm just thinking of all the names. Meeting sidebar view tabs, meeting sidebar view tabs. They are gonna be mainly for the viewing purpose. TSX RFC. Meeting sidebar view tabs, because there are going to be different types of tabs, right? So first of all I have meeting sidebar. Inside that I have meeting sidebar tabs. They are the ones which are directly visible. And then I have meeting sidebar view tabs. They are mainly used for viewing the content and all. So this is how it just simply goes. And yeah, this naming, especially I should have thought about all these things from the beginning instead of directly jumping into this, but okay, happened is happened. I just can copy the whole thing from here. This is gonna be the top section, cut it from here, and meeting sidebar view tabs gonna be here, and let's simply paste everything. And once everything is actually pasted, I'm gonna be removing this particular part from here and going to get rid of this. How about this? Fine. And okay. Ooh. Never expected this like it is not hard. The thing is that I'm actually just designing the things, or designing it in a better way. That is actually what taking time. Otherwise it's not hard at all. Even it's not like whatever I'm doing that is hard. Just the organizing the stuff in the right way is just something that's taking time. So I can go to that meeting sidebar content. Inside the sidebar content I will have meeting sidebar view tabs. These are the tabs that I'm gonna be having over here, and inside this I'm gonna be passing handle set active tab, control C, control V, and control V. So this is what I'm passing here. And apart from this particular thing, I'm gonna be sending the value of active tab. Or let me do one thing: instead of you creating a new function, I'm just gonna be sending these two things from here. So active tab is gonna be equals to active tab, and set active tab, nope, control C, I'm just simply dispatching that here. I'm sending the whole setter from here. I'm not sure whether this is the best way, but I'm gonna be asking the AI about this. I'm gonna be asking the AI nothing is copied. Control C. Is it a good idea to pass the setters directly, or we should create the functions for handling the setter operations and send the functions instead? Very good question. Short, simple UI switching. Passing the setter directly is totally fine. Your current is clean. When passing setter directly is okay. It's perfectly fine when the logic is simple, no extra side effect, just changing the state. The child is purely presentational. Okay. When you should use handler, you need logging, analytics, validation, and all. Got it. So when you need to do more than one things at that time, yeah, create the proper functions. Otherwise, you can just simply send them directly. Great job. By the way, this is fine over here. I'm gonna be getting my is active. What is the thing that I'm actually sending from here? Active tab, controls, and set active tab. Coming back to this one, active tab, set active tab. Going to copy the whole thing, control C, control V. Coming back to this one, let's give them the type. That's gonna be active tab, is gonna be active. I need to export the type of the active tab from here. Coming back to this one, active tab, this is the type, and it's set active tab. Let's not get it here like this. Coming back to this one, active tab type type, control C, control V. This is done. Coming back to this one, gonna be pasting it here, importing it here, and dispatch set state action, and active tab type. What is the problem? Active tab type doesn't satisfy action constant string, is not assignable to set active tab dispatch, set active state action, set active tab. Okay. The void is not assignable to type T. Void set active tab. Active tab type can be this, and active tabs that I'm already getting from here. Active tab sidebar. I'm giving it the value of active tab sidebar, and then let's go through it properly. The expected type comes from the proper type instance. Active tab, this set active tab dispatch state. Dispatch set state action. Active type. What am I missing here? Set active tab. Okay, let's simply go through it. Type set state action, active tab bar type, active sidebar type does not satisfy the constant action and string. This string is not assignable to action string. Missing something. First of all, I need to have this handle set active tab here. I don't have it. So coming back to this one, handle set active tab. I don't even need to handle them directly like this. So handle set active tab, I don't need to have them. Rather set active tab. This is gonna be participants, and set active tab. This is gonna be chats. So this is how I'm getting it done. But I don't want to give it any dispatch set state action, because this is the action, and the active tab type. Active tab type in the sense this types present none. Use state set active tab. Set active tab. It has that type already. What am I missing here suddenly? Meeting sidebar view tabs. I have this meeting sidebar content. Inside that I have the view tab, and this is gonna be the bottom section. One is gonna be participant panel, second one is gonna be chat panel. What does this mean? Yeah, this is usually I figure it out. Why am I not able to get the real error? The React dispatcher set import React dispatch React set action import media this is not assignable to type this. Am I importing the things the right way? Let it be here, but the most important thing is gonna be active sidebar type. This is gonna be coming from there. Both of them are not gonna be here, so let's simply import it from here. I'm going to go to this one. This is the type, active tab types. So active tab types. Active tab types. Still getting that. Literally, what does this here mean? This is very common TypeScript. So set state action. Okay, what does this actually mean? You are mixing React use state types with a reader. This dispatch is the problem. This is coming from Redux toolkit. Am I crazy? It should be coming from React. I was doing everything right. There was only one thing, that was the importer of the dispatch was the issue. This should be coming from React. Okay, this much I've done. What about next thing? The next thing is that these things are gonna be working fine, so that's okay. Let's see the result. Coming back to this one. So if I just simply click on this top padding, or okay, in that case I can do one thing. I have sidebar view tabs, right? So this is the view tab, and okay, this view tab, and coming back to meeting sidebar, let's close everything first of all. Okay, so first of all, inside my meeting, okay, I have this media container and I have this chat container. This needs to be named differently. So this chat container, let's simply remove this, because this time this has become the media container, sorry, meeting sidebar. So this is the meeting sidebar container that I have over here. So I have this media container and I have this meeting sidebar. If I go to this particular meeting sidebar, over here inside this meeting sidebar I have two things. First of all, I have meeting sidebar tabs that are visible directly on the top, and then I have meeting sidebar content. Inside the tabs I have just simply you participants and chat tabs, and inside meeting sidebar content, if I go here, I have the meeting sidebar view tabs. Using them you can just simply view, and then I have these two things. Inside this I will have two divs ultimately. Div gonna be participant panel is gonna be this, and another div is gonna be chats panel. So this is how the things are actually gonna be going on. And inside this meeting sidebar view tabs, I'm just simply having two tabs. Again, they are kind of almost the similar ones. So this is how the things actually go on. Let's see how it looks like. So coming back to this one, I have this, and I can click on them one by one. So this is how they are looking like, and I will be just changing the things conditionally. If I click outside, nothing happens, so I have to just simply even handle this particular part right now, and everything else is fine. And let me give it some padding as well. So giving them the padding in the sense, by default they should have some top padding. So the container that I have, content this is the container I'm talking about. So inside this there are gonna be these panels and all. So just in here, and inside this I have meeting sidebar, so that's okay. I have this meeting sidebar tabs, and then I have this meeting sidebar. This should be visible, and this meeting sidebar is gonna be getting some padding. Top is gonna be around 10. Let's see how it's gonna be looking like. So that's actually too much, so let's give it 5. So this much is more than enough. If I click on this, this is how they just keep changing as well. And apart from this particular thing, I need to just simply show the panels conditionally. But before even that, if I click outside this meeting section, at that time it should be hidden. That simply means I have this over here, not here, not here, not here. This is the chat content ref. If I'm clicking outside of it, so what am I doing? I'm just simply gonna be set active sidebar none, but this will not be set to null. I don't even have anything here for making it null. In that case, inside meeting sidebar, I have this is container visible, and this becomes visible because of these two things, two properties and all. So if active sidebar tab is equals to participant or chat, at that time it is going to be visible, otherwise it's not gonna be visible. What I want, now think again, what do you want? What I want, if I reload the page, let me even first of all see what exactly I want. So I want it to be visible all the time, first of all, this thing. So I don't want it to, even if I click outside, this should be visible, but the another part that is inside, that should disappear. Okay, and that should disappear when I click outside. So as long as I'm clicking on that part, that should not disappear. As soon as I click outside, that should disappear. That simply means this chat container ref does not need to be here. First of all, this ref is mainly for this meeting sidebar content, and I'm gonna be giving it the ref as well. So I'm gonna be passing the what ref, meeting sidebar content ref, meeting sidebar content ref, and this is gonna be passed like this only. So meeting sidebar content ref, and this ref, everything is checked actually outside. So here the name of this ref is gonna be meeting sidebar content ref, and I'm gonna be passing it to the sidebar, meeting sidebar. Once it goes there, I'm gonna be getting it here. Once I have it here, I'm gonna be passing it from here to there, and inside meeting sidebar content, I'm going to get that particular ref as well. Once I got that ref, the type of this ref is gonna be ref, and then it is actually gonna be HTML on div element. So this is also fine. And what is the problem here? Chat container ref is not okay. This is going to be meeting sidebar container ref, because of course I'm talking about meeting sidebar content only, so this is how it's gonna be going on. And meeting sidebar panel, I'm just simply sending the my ref over here. So coming back to this one, we simply gets that particular thing, and it will contain these two things. So this is where I have to just simply add the ref. So ref is actually gonna be meeting sidebar ref. So once it gets that, now whenever I click outside of it, at that time I have to make it hidden. So ultimately this particular whole content, it needs to be hidden. It needs to be hidden on two situations. First of all, I clicked outside, then it got hidden. Second thing, the value actually the value of this each container visible changed. That means when I clicked on the cross button, so there are two things. When am I making it not visible? So coming back to this one, I have this is a container visible. This is what I have to change, or to be precise, let's simply close this. This is not gonna be even chat container. Meeting, this is gonna be the sidebar, right? So is sidebar visible? Is the sidebar content visible is gonna be equals to is content visible. That's mainly gonna be the content. So it's the content visible. I'm gonna be even making it a use effect on the basis of that thing, not use effect, state, and I will be changing it. By the way, is the content visible? Content in the sense all the content of that. So coming back to this one, content in the sense meeting sidebar content, right? Because that is inside that already. So is content visible? That's gonna be a better name. So content visible, content visible, content visible. Okay, that's it. So if content is visible, in that case this is gonna be hidden, and that's what I want. And if, and the same thing is, what is the problem here? No problem as such. So is content visible does not exist actually, so that is the problem. And same here, is content visible, not this, is content visible is gonna be is content visible. I have to create this. So let's create a state over here. Const is content visible, set is content visible. That's actually gonna be equals to use state, and by default it's actually gonna be false. Content is not gonna be visible by default, and this is gonna be taking its content. So is the container visible, is the content visible, and I'm gonna be getting it here. Once I have it here, if not is content is not visible, then it's gonna be hidden, and that's it, nothing else. So this is how things are actually handled right now. The only thing that I have to do, changing the value of this is content, and that's it. Interesting. Now the question is, if I have the value offset is content here, and inside the meeting container I can't really check it directly. That simply means if I want to check this, I need to come here, and from here I can check whether the ref I have, and if I click outside, so from here what am I getting? Is there any short way, shorter one? I have meeting sidebar current ref, meeting sidebar current ref, content ref, that is understandable. And if it contains the target in the sense wherever I'm clicking, so do I have to just simply get this thing done here or inside that? This needs to be at the top level, so that clicking anywhere in the sense, if I click anywhere in the sense anywhere here, at that time I have to just simply check the target element clicked over all over the display. Okay, that simply means is content visible. I'm gonna be passing it directly from here. Okay, let's do it. cut it from here, and sidebar meeting ref is okay. One more thing is gonna be here, that's gonna be is content visible. Content in the sense is meeting sidebar content visible. Gonna be big one, but okay. Meeting sidebar. So is content is a meeting sidebar content visible. Similarly, set is meeting sidebar content visible. So this is how it's gonna be going on, and once I have this, then control C, meeting sidebar, I'm gonna be passing it here. So it's actually gonna be passed like this. Once it is actually passed like this, I'm gonna be getting here. Once I get it here, that is gonna be actually a boolean. Once I get it here, and after that is content visible, I'm gonna be just simply passing it. Control C, it's actually gonna be passed here like this. So is content visible means is meeting sidebar content visible, so this is fine. So I've done this much. Coming back to this one, the value of this I have to change. So what I'm gonna be checking, I already have this what do I have here, meeting sidebar content ref. Okay, so first of all I'm checking the target. If that's not inside the container, at that time set is meeting content visible, that's gonna be false. Oof. Okay, here we are. Let's click on this. It's not even visible properly. If I click on this, okay, it does not work that way. So where am I checking? I'm checking for the whole thing. If I click anywhere except these two things, then that should be visible, that should disappear. Now if I click on these, at that time I'm going to maintain a state, that's gonna be tabs clicked. Wait a minute, this much I have done. Okay, things are even fine. So at the top level I have this particular state, and from the top level I'm checking whether I'm clicking outside of that particular div or not, and that is okay. And the next thing, meeting sidebar, meeting sidebar container. Okay, so inside meeting sidebar I have these two things, and if I'm clicking on this one, it should not disappear. If I click anywhere else apart from this one, it should disappear. That means even if I'm, and one more thing, if I click on this one, it should just simply skip this, and then that simply means I can maintain a state. Okay, and once the state is maintained, so meeting sidebar content, so is content visible, is gonna be the value of that, but the value of is content visible is going to be decided here. Okay, let's do it like this. Is content is visible is gonna be equals to this only, and I'm gonna be deciding the value of his content visible over here, because I have to skip this thing here. So what can I actually do? I will have const is content visible, set is content visible, set is content visible, and that's gonna be use state, and that's gonna be equals to false. So this is done. Okay, by default this is gonna be false. And right now what I want, as soon as I got the value of is a side is a meeting sidebar content visible, this can be either true or false. And whenever I click outside that, so whenever I click outside of it, So the value of this is going to be set to true or false depending on the situation. But one more thing I have to check, okay, if I am clicking outside and if I clicked on this one, so if this particular section got clicked, at that time I have to just simply kind of ignore the value of this is meeting sidebar content visible. So what can I do? How can I check the click on this? So if I'm actually clicking on this, on click, so if I'm actually clicking on this handle meeting sidebar tabs, so this is actually going to be passed actually, so that's gonna be problematic. So let's do one thing, create one more handle meeting sidebar click, but let's see whether I have this kind of function in there or not. So if I just go to this particular sidebar here, so am I checking the click over here? Not really. And what I have to do, I have to check for the click. So if it is clicked anywhere, at that time I have to do something. Got it? That simply means so this needs to be clicked, and I'm already checking the click events here, so I'm handling the click events here as well as here. So let me do one thing. If I'm clicking there, or maybe in this particular section, so handle meeting sidebar click, right? Let's simply pass it as well. Gonna be close to this. This is mainly gonna be for the changing purpose. So handle meeting sidebar click. Coming back to this one, handle meeting sidebar click. I'm gonna be getting it here. I'm gonna be getting it here. This is just gonna be a function that will be returning nothing but a void. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. As I got that, handle on click, handle meeting side click, this will happen, and as soon as this gets clicked, at that time what I have to do, so if I'm clicking on this particular thing, at that time set is content visible is actually gonna be false, so I'm gonna be making it false by default. If I'm clicking this, in the remaining cases, the value of set is content visible is actually gonna be is meeting content visible. So by default the value is gonna be this, but in case I clicked on this, then the value is gonna be just a different, the value is actually gonna be false, and then let's see whether it works or not. If it works, I will explain, otherwise what? Nothing. Whew. Seriously. I don't even know whatever approach that I chose, that is the best one or the worst one. Just a think, calm down and think it again. If I click on this, that should appear. If I click on that, that should be there. And if I click on outside, that should disappear. If I click on this, that should appear again. So it's like if I click on the whole container that I have, that should appear. Is that so? But the container will have some width already, so let me give the container some background color, page.tsx, and I have this media sidebar, sorry, meeting sidebar, and this meeting sidebar has this these things over here. So it has the tabs and all, class name bg red 300, reload the page. This is gonna be, it doesn't really have anything, so that means that is not visible. If I give it height full, then definitely it's gonna be visible. I think so. So this is still not visible. In that case, I have this meeting sidebars, and I have the Meeting full should make it visible. Let's make it important because they have the that screen. Okay, they have the color by default, so because of that thing that's not visible. So if I go to meeting sidebar tabs, this has this color, text gray. So if I actually remove this color, this is mainly for the text color. It has BG white, and this is not okay. This is fine. By the way, if I come back here, this is already in the middle. That simply means the another one is hidden actually. That simply means it only contains this much. Okay, fine. As it only contains this much, then as soon as I click on this, that appears, and whenever that appears, now what do I have to look for, check the event for? If I click on this or anywhere, it should be visible. If I click outside, it should be disappear. Even if I'm clicking on this one, though it's gonna be disappeared. So instead of making the logic this complex, I can even make it simpler. And simpler in the sense, I'm here. Definitely I will be just simply checking everything from here on, and that's gonna be equal. I will be maintaining a state is meeting sidebar content visible, because that is only for that. And I can come back here, meeting sidebar, and meeting sidebar actually contains these things. So I can only check for this key whether I'm actually clicking on this, because if I'm actually clicking on any one of these, at that time make it visible, otherwise make it false, like make it not visible. That simply means instead of passing this reference here, first of all I will not pass the reference, so it's just gonna be like this. So this reference that I'm actually passing, this is not going to be passed sidebar. So let's simply get rid of this reference variable that I have, use ref that I have here. Once I've actually gotten rid of that, after that I'm gonna be back here. I have to mainly check for this particular sidebar. So I will have a ref over here, and the ref is gonna be equals to what? The ref is gonna be equals to meeting sidebar ref. So this is the ref that I'm gonna be having, and this ref will be somewhere here. So this meeting sidebar ref is gonna be here. This meeting sidebar ref is gonna be here. That's again gonna be a div element. Once I have this here, that's fine. And then what is the next thing? Now I have to check. So wherever I clicked, okay, this much is done. What is the next thing that I have to do? The next thing is that if I'm clicking inside, so I have to check where I'm clicking. So I'm getting a target event, a target element, and that is already at the top level. And now I'm gonna be getting whether I clicked inside that or I clicked outside that. If that is inside or clicked inside, or let's name it is, so is inside meeting sidebar. So if I clicked inside the meeting sidebar, at that time set is meeting sidebar visible is gonna be false, otherwise it's actually gonna be true. And what am I doing at the end of the day? Meeting sidebar content ref. First of all, I have changed the name recently, so that name should be meeting sidebar. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. As for the type of this, I'm gonna be having this meeting sidebar over here, meeting ref, that is fine. And then on the basis of the value of what is content visible, so I don't even need to maintain this state now anymore. So let's simply get rid of this state too. Let's simply get rid of this function as well. That simply means I don't need to have this particular function, and I can just directly have this is meeting content visible, just like this. As for this function, I can come back here, I can get rid of this function too. So this was the extra thing that I was having. Let's simply get rid of this, come back here, a, click on this, not visible but definitely it is going to work. Okay, so this is the thing that I have done. Apart from this particular thing, what else over here? What is the problem? Have I deleted something? Handle meeting sidebar clicks. Okay, let's simply get rid of this. Okay, just a minute. This type that I have over here, let's simply get rid of this type as well. And let's simply restart this. That's actually gonna be a, that is still not visible. That's fine. If I actually make the value true, then what will happen? Coming back to this one, if I actually make the value of this true, then this gets visible over here. That simply means I have to just simply manage it somehow. If I click outside that, okay, this works. The only thing is that these two things are not working fine. So whenever I click on them, so this outside clicking is working fine. And now inside this media sidebar, inside this sidebar tabs, media sidebar tabs, at that time I have to set the value of this is meeting sidebar content visible to true, right? That is kind of a setter that I'm sending. It is never becoming true. So over here I have to just simply send that setter as well. So that is set is meeting container visible. It's actually gonna be like this. Quite big names, but okay, fine, they make sense, so I'm gonna be going with them. I'm gonna be getting it here, and I'm gonna be having it here. The type is actually gonna be dispatch, will be coming from React. Keep in mind, set state action, and this is actually gonna be a boolean, just like this. Once this is done, this is actually going to be passed here. Set Control C, Control V, just like this. Once I passed this inside this, so whenever I'm gonna be getting it here. First of all, dispatch, I already have it anyway, and set state action boolean. Once I got this, so whenever I'm actually changing the sidebar, at that time I'm gonna be calling it. So set is a meeting sidebar visible. This is definitely gonna be true this time. Trying to just give it a shot. Visible, clicked outside, not visible. Clicked on the chats are selected participants and all. Even doesn't matter where I click, it will be here, but as soon as I clicked outside, it is gone. That's great. Click participants, that is still selected. That's crazy. I clicked oh, by default it is on here, so I'm gonna be making it false by default. So by default the value of this is actually gonna be false. Coming back to this, okay, clicked on participants. Okay, here we are, and if I click on participant, then participant is selected. If I click on chat is selected. Click down outside, and this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. Chats, and one more thing that I have to manage, that is as soon as I clicked on participant, that a participant should be selected. As soon as I clicked on the chat should be selected. So for this particular thing, I'm going to be inside this sidebar, and inside this particular sidebar I have these tabs, and the value needs to be the same inside this as well. In this case, active sidebar tab, I'm already sending it from here, so I'm maintaining the state here. So active sidebar tab, set active sidebar tab. Okay, fine. and as I clicked on these tabs, I'm already sending set active tab bar. So set active tab bar, and set active tab bar is gonna be set with the value of what? Active sidebar. So the value that I get over here, if the value is actually set, then why am I not getting the result? If the value is actually set to true, I mean whatever the value of active sidebar was, so set active sidebar, coming back to this one, set active sidebar, I got the value over here, then I got the value over, I just simply passed it here as active sidebar. As I pass the value here, I'm getting the value of active sidebar, I'm passing it here again, then I got the active sidebar. So meeting sidebar views, I'm just simply passing the value of active sidebar here, and once the value actually comes here, I have the active sidebar. At that time, okay, I have this active tab, right? So what am I doing here? If active tab is gonna be equals to participant, just simply make it like this, and if active tab is gonna be equals to chat, then give it this style. So should be working. So if I click on participants, right now participant is not selected. Why? As soon as you click on participants, you want the value of that to be available here as well. Ultimately you want that state to be available here. So what am I gonna be doing? Alert active tab plus active tab. None. Okay, enter the name a active tab none, that's okay. If I click on this, active tab is none. Oh, active tab is still none. Why is the value none by default? First of all, this does not make sense. I mean, alert causes so many re-renders. So the value of active tab is still none. Coming back to this active tab and this, it just simply gets the value of this active sidebar over here, and this, the value of this active sidebar actually comes from this particular component. I'm maintaining the state here. Okay, by default the value of it is null, so that's the same value that's going to be sent there. Yeah, but later I'm changing this value. So as for this active sidebar, though it is none by default, later the value is actually changed to CLG active sidebar tab, and the value is gonna be active sidebar tab. So this value actually changes, and as this value changes, this is definitely going to be hidden by that time, but this is gonna be visible, and the value of this active sidebar tab is actually passed to this one. So from meeting sidebar, and then inside this CLG, and from meeting sidebar content, inside meeting sidebar content I have to check exactly what I get here, and because inside the content I will have the remaining things. So is sorry, active, this is fine, and CLG active tab, I'm gonna be taking the value of this as well, and that's gonna be active tab, just like this. So this is also fine, and lastly I want to check the value inside this particular sidebar. So let's see the last thing, CLG from meeting sidebar view tabs and active tab. So this is the first thing that got done. Over here I have from meeting sidebar content, and this is gonna be active sidebar tab and active tab. Once this is done, coming back to this one, I have this. Let's check the logs. This is gonna be a console, and right now from it actually starts from here. Active sidebar from meeting, that was none by default, that is okay, and this is still none. Active tab is still none, everything is none, that's fine. As soon as I clicked on this, then what happened? Active sidebar from meeting, this became participant. Okay, from meeting sidebar content inside sidebar, active sidebar is tab is still participants, that's also fine. The value of active tab is none inside what, and that's causing the issue. Interesting. So the value of active tab is not being set over here. Okay, the question is, both of them are coming from meeting sidebar content, it is also coming from meeting sidebar content, and inside that the value of active participant, ultimately active sidebar tab is actually participants. So why is the value of active tab is still null? So I have to go to sidebar content. So inside sidebar content I get the right value from this section. So active sidebar tab, that is actually participants, and that's the same value I'm actually passing here. If the same value is actually being passed here, then why is the value of active tab is false? Sorry, none. This should not happen. So active tab from meeting sidebar, before this I had these tags, right? I had a log here. This doesn't need to be here because it works well, so let's simply get rid of this. And meeting sidebar container, what is the use of this one? Handle sidebar, handle active sidebar. So this is meeting sidebar tabs, the top ones. So whenever I click on them, so the main value is actually decided here, that's okay. Coming back to this one, from meeting sidebar content, meeting sidebar content, let's simply make it like this. Then the value of active sidebar tab, so value of active sidebar tab, and then active sidebar tab I have over here, and then the same value is actually being passed to this one, and as the same value is passed to this one, active tab, missing something. If the value of this changes, because by default the value of this active tab is none, that is right. So whenever I change the value, doesn't it gets changed? Yeah, that's the problem. You cannot have the value directly over here. So let's do one thing, let's keep it none by default, and I'll actually have to use a use effect over here. Use effect, and just like this, whenever the value of active sidebar actually changes, at that time I will have to set the value here. So set active tab, and this is gonna be equals to active sidebar tab. So this is how I'm gonna be setting the value. Most probably it's gonna be working. If it doesn't work, I will check it again, but there's high possibility of it working right now. Reload it. But okay, if it doesn't work, of course I will be checking it. But okay, this works. It just takes a little time, but it does work. So if I just simply reload it, if I just simply enter unstoppable name here, enter, click on chats, and this chat is gonna be on. Click on participant and all, okay. Click on outside, click on participant, participant is on. Click on chats, go outside, click on chats, participant is on. Okay, it just flips here and there, and that is quite understandable because that happens then and there, so that's fine. But ultimately, yeah, it does work like that. And the another thing that I can actually do to get rid of this flip, like a glitch like flipping thing here and there, and if I actually want to get rid of that, I can directly pass the value of that. First of all, this value none value, if I just simply pass the value active tab participant, let's see how it's gonna be looking like. So reload the page, unstoppable participants, clicked on this is visible, then this is visible, I clicked outside. Okay, interesting. Participants, chats. Okay, this does work. I thought it has some issues, but okay, it does not seem to have them. So this is working fine. And apart from this particular thing, what if I don't wanna have this? I wanna just get it done directly. In that case, whenever the value of this changes, change the UI as well. So if I don't set the value here, yeah, it can be like that. Instead of setting the value of active tab here, the active tab is directly going to be maintained from the outside, because if I click outside, that doesn't really have any effect. So if I just simply get rid of this thing, and if I actually come back to this particular section, active sidebar tab, and this value gets set here, and active tab, set active tab. So I'm just simply gonna be sending active sidebar tab, and I'm gonna be getting set active sidebar tab. So come here, and in this particular section inside meeting sidebar, I'm gonna be sending one more thing, and that's gonna be set active, copy it directly from here, and that's gonna be equals to this. So this should be straightforward. Coming back to this one, I will have this over here, and I will have this over here. The type is gonna be dispatch, is gonna be coming from React, set state action, and the type is what kind of value will it take. So it can actually be set active sidebar type. Once it is like this, so I have this. So instead of maintaining two states, I'm gonna be going with one only, and I can just simply paste this value here. And once the value is actually pasted, so things should be, yeah, right now there's no change at all. So things work instantly. Yay, did it. Nothing could be better than this actually. Earlier there was a little delay in the response because two states were being managed. Right now I'm just managing only one state, and things are happening in real time. Interesting. Oh my god, I don't know how many hours I spent. Whew. Okay, so this much is done. Lastly, I'm gonna be rendering them conditionally as well. So rendering them conditionally in the sense class name and cn, and they need to be rendered conditionally. Similarly, I'm gonna be using it here as well, just like this, and let's render them conditionally. What is that condition? That condition is gonna be active sidebar tab. That's it. So on the basis of that thing, I'm gonna be just changing some of the things over here, and thus on the basis of that thing, I'm changing the sidebar view tabs as well, and active sidebar this. If this is a active sidebar, if that's equals to participants, in that case that's okay. But if that's not equals to participants, then make it hidden. When do I have to make it hidden? When the value of this is not equals to participants, at that time make it hidden. And same is gonna be going with this. If the value is not equals to chats, at that time I'm gonna be making it hidden, and that's it. That's okay. So if I click on participants, I'm just simply getting the participant panel. If I click on the chats, I'm simply getting the chats panel. Let me give them some design and all. And what design? So that they just look good. That's it, nothing else. So text is gonna be center, and text is gonna be 2XL, and that's it. Same I'm gonna be having here as well. Control C, and control V, and the top div that I have, ultimately this one, class name, padding top is gonna be around 30 around, so that it's actually visible. So it's pretty simple, straightforward. Click on participant, you are gonna be getting the participant panel. Okay, click on the chat participant, you will be getting the chat panel. Click on anything, then you can just even switch between them. This took a lot of time. Okay, never mind, it doesn't matter how long it took. The thing is that it got built at the end of the day. And finally, let's simply call it right now. I know I've been here for a long time. And the last thing is that just simply building the chat application, like chat section. So this is gonna be easy peasy. It will take time, but again, things are not difficult. They are just simply time taking. So this particular part is gonna be built really quickly. So let's get it done maybe today in the evening or maybe tomorrow. But yeah, once the chat section is ready, then everything is ready. And that's it. Let's simply end the meeting. So that is it. Thank you very much for being here with me. I'm gonna be catching up soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye and see you.